Hey everybody. Listen, if you're watching the replay, make sure you follow, not just like. That way it'll notify you when we go live or when we have a new video. But I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to jump on. And I want to show y'all what I found today, some goodies. All right, you got my comments on. That way I can turn them off on here. Remember when you jump on to tell me your name and where you're from. I'm recognizing all of your names. Lynn, I know you're from Pensacola. Lynn is my thinker on our names, Chris, when she comes up with all our cool names. Yeah. Chris said, you got a place for us to stay if we want to come down there and see you. Hey, Helen from Georgia. Let's see. Let me move this to the side. North Dakota. All right. Lakeland, Florida. Where is Lakeland? Like which side? Orlando. Know where you are. Woo, Florida is all represented right now. Y'all went to okay, this is the craft we said. It really looked really cute on my fireplace. Not this one, but the one in my bedroom. When I put it up there, even though I feel like it needs something on the ends, when I put it up there, it was really cute. Hey, April. Pennsylvania. All right, Alabama. I don't think we've had an Alabama in a while. Well, no, we've had Mahala. She's just been sick. All right, Lakeland, Florida is halfway between Orlando and Tampa. Okay. Wisconsin, Alabama, Troy, Alabama. Dolores from Georgia. Another Diane from Georgia. Vermont, Pennsylvania. All right. Okay. Y'all were telling me last night, somebody was telling me about them having these thicker eggs and a couple other shapes at the Dollar General. Went to our really good Dollar General and they had a little bit of Valentine's Day left and this huge blank space. So finally, after I looked up every aisle, I didn't see anything that was Easter. I asked the girl as I was checking out. And she said, oh, yeah, we have a lot of Easter, but we probably won't put it out till next week. And I wanted to say, listen, girl, people are home and they want craft supplies. You need to put that out when you get it. That's really what I wanted to say is, listen, if I give you $20, will you let me go back and dig in it? So I couldn't get anything. So what I started thinking on here, see on the end, like I have like an end. I just feel like it needs something on the end. I thought I could make some bigger eggs on the end and maybe put a little tiny, rag bow on or something on the end, something a little bit higher. But as I'm in the Dollar General now, you know how we have these at the Dollar Tree, $1. I started thinking, what if this was really cute behind it, like a gate, but painted white? But, hold on. For $2 in the Dollar General, same kind of thing. It's plastic, but it's like the same thing. It's kind of like a little garden edger, but y'all look. How cute is that? And what we're going to do is put a little bow on the end of it. But I loved it. Hello from Kentucky. Winter weather up here. Y'all, it's hot here. I mean, I had this long and this is really thin. Hot today. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 70 here. Now, after that, it's supposed to start raining and maybe the high's like maybe 50-something, 58 or something. But yeah, I'll have to see it because last week it was supposed to rain and it didn't. My daughter runs a multi-million-dollar condo community across in the Gulf and the Gulf Shores. I got a free week a year in their guest condos. Say when. Oh my gosh, like where? Hey, seeing everyone peeking in. Like the white. I do love the white. Jackson, Ohio, ice, snow, no schools since the 11th. Oh my gosh, that will look great. 81 here, Karen, I'm with you. It's hot here. The humidity even was out a little bit today. I walked into the church and we were doing crafts at work. Don't you like it when you get to do crafts at work? And the heater was on. I guess they had a meeting the night before. They left the heater on and it was 70 in there and the heater was still going. So I turned it off and I thought, well, and then I started sweating. So Pam came in, bless her, and I said, I turned the air conditioner on. I'm sorry. So she put her sweater on. But I don't know how anybody has the heat on right now in Georgia. Frozen ice everywhere. Kathy, I'm extremely jealous. It's 18 degrees here tonight in Michigan. Oh, nice. Today we were supposed to have a high of 5. Patty, yeah, it was about 65 here, but it's supposed to be 70 tomorrow. Wants to be in your video. Gulf Shores. Oh, Alabama. I don't think I've ever been there. That'd be awesome. Okay, so y'all, the only thing is with this Daddy Sweethearts on here, and I'm almost, because I think this is so cute, and can you imagine the fall, the things that I can like take these up, so I'm like really kind of wanting to get this Daddy Sweetheart on here, only because just like this one, it's hollow. I don't know if you could tell, it's hollow behind it. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it to the edge and cut this off because the spike on it is a little too long. And I think if this Daddy Sweetheart wasn't back here, we probably wouldn't have the problem on holding it on. And I just really love that, y'all. So I don't think we have to cut very much off. Shot across the room. One shot across the room too. Okay. And it's kind of got a slight little, I was thinking maybe I could do a ledge. I'm thinking maybe I can do that. See how it has this little bottom on the back? I'm gonna cut this level, and I got 2 of them, so if something goes wrong, but these y'all were $2. So instead of $1, but you think this is a pretty long project. You could cut this in half and you would have 2 projects out of it. So I think $2 is still really good. All right, we're gonna cut that one level. And I think, what if I put glue on each one of those, and then I brought some popsicle sticks out, like our, you know, whatever they are, like the really big ones, and put that behind it here. That would help stabilize it. I probably maybe can put it on the end and it'll just look like it's part of it. Maybe trim it up and then put one in the center. That way I don't really have to worry about the Daddy's, see, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, the Daddy Sweetheart that's on the back. See, it's letters. It's not painted on here. And I'm thinking maybe I'll get like a popsicle stick right in the center of it and over here. And then we'll go from there, because I really like this. Now I want to distress it just a little bit because y'all, this is extremely like stark plastic white. And we want to make it look, but it has little ridges in it. I don't know if you noticed, to make it look like, I don't know if I can hit, the light will hit it, where it's supposed to look like wood. So I think if I rub it just a little bit, we can tone some of that white down. Hello from Nebraska. It's colder than Billy's whiskers. Hey, Lenore. All right, Diane from Maine. Hey, Sherry. And y'all, I'm so jealous of all your crafts you keep sharing. I'm like, they get to sit home and craft all day. It's not fair. All right. So, let me see. I have not turned on my hot glue gun. Anyway. So, I'll show y'all what I worked on today while that's warming up. And I'll show you one other thing that I picked up, or 2 things that I picked up in the Dollar General. And this was $2, so it's like, you know, $1 more. And they're all lowercase, capital letters, lowercase. It has a couple of symbols like the and, question mark, hashtag, and then numbers. But they're, I mean, it's like a cursive script, so you can actually put them together. And they're not adhesive though, they're just stencils. But it looks like you actually can take the letter out of here and trace like we did last night, or dab it with your painters. But it looks like this is paper, So, you know, you don't have to let it dry really flat, you know, if you want to reuse it each time. But lots of times, instead of putting paint on them, you can just trace them like we did last night, and fill it in with your paint. But only $2. And I really like these letters. And, you know, they're not really tiny either. Sorry about the egg yolk color. It does look good. No, Judy, we were laughing about that today. You're like me. That's exactly what it looked like when I put it on there. And it's just funny because I'm like that. I say the first thing I think of too. So trust me, you do not hurt my feelings. So glad I have finally been able to watch you live. I'm glad too, Pat. I just bought those last week. Yes. So that was a good find. And they have these... clothespins in the Dollar Tree that are wood color, like raw wood color, like this color, like a regular, but these actually were a little bit brown, but once again, they were $2, but you get 20 of them. So when we were talking about those place cards, or anytime you need the smaller ones, they have these at the Dollar Tree in the raw wood color. But if you can't find them there, if you don't have like a really good one in their craft supply, they had these at the Dollar General. And it looks like in their school supplies or craft supplies, something they're going to have all the time. All right, so let's get this on here. Let's see if my glue gun is heat. No, not yet. But I'll show you while we're waiting. Really quick. I have some exactly like those letters and make such pretty words. Yes, because I mean you kind of can curve them together and almost write it. You know, it shows you how to write. You know, connect them to write it like it's in cursive. Okay, I cut this out, and I know y'all are so worried about me keeping that pillow, y'all. But I don't want to keep the pillow. And tonight we actually need the stuffing. What you see in this bag from about right here up to the top was that one pillow. And it's that really good stuffing that's tiny and it doesn't clump up. So you kind of just feel like you're getting some stuffing and a stencil for $5 because I'm not putting this back together. I didn't really want the pillow. It's that really shiny material, like this weatherproof. So, I mean, you could decoupage it on something, but I'm just using it for a stencil, and I love the size. All right, so I took my, just the styrofoam piece that came in a microwave free. It's really thick. And I painted it yellow yesterday, but when I started today and I held up to it, it was just a little bit more on the mustard side than I wanted. So I got a little bit of my white out and I just shaded it, if you can see it. See how like some places it looks a little bit lighter, and that way the background is a little broken up. So I took my carbon paper, and it actually, you know, this is perfect letter size. I took some push pins and just pushed it in there, and you know, it held it, traced it out. I only had to paint this white, and then the rest was really just little bitty kind of little lines for the bee. Where did you get the pillow? Karen, I got it at Walmart. You know how they have those bins out of their outdoor pillows, and they were all $5. They had a couple of, you know, beach kind of, and then a couple of them that had words on them, but I don't remember what the words were. And they had this one that was a bee, and probably a couple more, but the bee is what I spotted, and I really got it. But only $5 at Walmart, and it wasn't on sale. That's how much they are. But so I just traced it out with my carbon paper, and then I just filled it in and shaded and painted it. And I was gonna put BU on it, but the more I look at it like here in a good thick white frame, y'all, I kind of really just like it the way it is. So we'll see. So last thing we'll do is put the frame on it, and then I'll let you see. But I sat here and did this before we came on. And so now I have this, I'll just put this stencil by it, and it'll just kind of be my stencil. And it just happened to be the same size as the piece of styrofoam I got free. All right, let's see. Are you warm yet? Yep. Okay. Now, because I have this bottom on all these. I've got that thick little bottom. I'm going to put glue all the way across it. And mine are pretty hot, so I can do that. And then I'm going to hold it there. Then I'm going to put the popsicle sticks on the back and put glue on just to stabilize it so, you know, it won't wobble. Because, you know, it's pretty flimsy, but it's still hard. Awesome, thanks. Love the bee. I do too. And Chris has already said, you're not putting that bee up because it's like a football team here in Georgia. And I'm like, yes, I am. Hey, from Illinois. Oh, that is awesome. The bee looks great. Yeah, I like it too. And you can find anything. Like, you know, if you like a strawberry, you know, anything that you're decorating. A lemon would be really pretty. All right, so put this all back around the leg. But y'all, I'm going to cut these little, it's got little hooks on the end where you can buy another piece and one end hooks onto the other. And I don't need that part. But y'all, I love this little fence. And they had it in their like garden section where their pots and soil and garden tools were in a bin at the bottom. So I take it it's something they're gonna have for a while. So you maybe wanna grab you a couple, because like I said, besides me doing this really long project, it'd be really cool for anything in the summer. And you know, you could cut it off straight here if you wanted it to just be a straight picket fence instead of this just kind of looks springtimey, so I'm gonna leave that in there. Did I miss anything? No, Jill, we're just sitting here waiting on my glue gun. I am like him. That's like go tag. I can't tell him that. He's not in here right now, but yes, Diane, that's what he said. Like, I mean, I'm all right, Georgia Tech on it. I just kind of like bees right now. It's just like a thing. Yes, because everything's football. Everything has to be football. All right, so I'm going to put like a generous little dollop on every one of these. And my glue gun gets really hot, so I've got a minute to work with this. But you may have to do it. I would start in the middle section if you have to do it by sections. Yeah, I think it's going to glue down really good, but just a little bit of a stabilizer. Go Tech. Me too. Love my dogs. He does too. They could be the worst team in the league, and he just always thinks they're going to pull through. But when Neely went there, I really was like, at least I can say I'm pulling for them for a reason, because everybody knows I do not like football. Hey, Vicky. I forget y'all know each other. It's a small world, even though, only thing, okay, it really feels really stable. The only thing I'm thinking is if we're gonna put like a couple little bows here on the back, I have another piece that I could do right there, but I think that'd be a little too much. All right, so, but I'm still gonna do maybe these to stabilize it on the back, just because we're gonna put a bow on the end of them. And I didn't need one this wide. And y'all, this stuff, I'm using my big scissors, but I think just a regular pair of scissors will cut these. They're not thick at all. Okay. Tell him to put that Georgia heart over the bee. He loved that. I think I'm going to keep the be my dog up there because, you know, the top of the bow kind of covers up the fact that it's a heart. So, you didn't paint it. No, I did not paint it. I probably just touch up the front because my bow may cover it up. But I guess you probably, if you painted it, you probably wouldn't have to even cut it down lower. I think I moved that. Let's see. I think I got it. But let's just put a little extra on there for, because I really bought out some cute ribbon that will look really cute on it. Okay. Did you trace your bead? Yes, Jill. I used my carbon paper, and I think I've already put it up because that stuff I love. But yes, I put carbon paper under my bee on the pillow that I showed you earlier that I got for $5 at Walmart because it was a really good size bee. But y'all, I mean, listen, these little shelf setters, you can, if you had a piece of styrofoam that was just, you know, a quarter of this, you could do a smaller bee and, you know, just sit it up. It doesn't have to be, you know, big. I just happen to like that. You know, I don't know if you noticed, I like big, gaudy stuff. Bougie. Buffy, I said that the other night. She's like, Mama, really? You said you weren't going to say that anymore. But she's outside. What is, oh, it's a beetle. Or a, okay. All right, did you trace your bee? Hey, girls. Oh, it's Teresa. Love it. Oh, love the fence added. Me too. I got it, Rhonda, if you're just getting on, at the Dollar General. And it was $2 instead of $1. And they did have one like the Walmart, I mean, like the Dollar Tree one that we all use so much. Hold on, I'll show you. Let me pinch this together and do a little bit of glue right there. A little bit of extra right there. Let's see, in the middle, it's not gonna be a big deal. But this that we got at the Dollar Tree, the Dollar General has this. It just, so shaped a little bit different. Like, I don't think these little loops are at the bottom. I think this part right here was a little bit bigger, the center part, and I think it just has like one little T. It doesn't have, it's not an X in it. It was just like a, so it's shaped a little bit like this. So in your Dollar Tree, if you don't have those, stop and check in your garden section at Dollar General. Okay, it didn't grab it up top, so we put a little bit more glue on it. But I love it with the fence, y'all. Oh, you're saying I didn't paint it. I thought you meant I didn't paint the sticks. You meant I didn't distress the fence. No, I'm just going to rub it with my finger. And I think I'm going to rub it with that phone that we used on the letters, just so I don't introduce a whole nother color to it. Did you say if I cut those eggs out of styrofoam, I should do them thinner? No. You don't necessarily have to. The only thing I was saying last night about cutting them thinner is when you're adding your bunny ears to the top of them. I'm going to do this close. When they're thick, you have to put the bunny ears on top of the egg. When they're thin, like a poster board, you can just put the bunny ears behind it and they stick up. So you have the option to do them thinner, you can, but no, you'll just see. When you make your ears, you're just gonna have to set them up top. I mean, it looks better that way. You could set them in the back, But it just, I mean, you had like this big gap in between the front of it and your ears. But y'all, now it just doesn't seem like it's missing anything. The fence finishes at no Dollar General in Easton, Washington. Oh, I'm sorry. And I don't think Dollar General doesn't ship, do they, Julie? She can't hear me. I don't think it's something you can order online. I'm sorry. You can make it with some popsicle sticks. I really like the little sculpted thing. But like I said, you could probably, I almost really want to go back and grab me like 2 or 3 of them. Because in the fall, if you wanted just a picket fence for fall things, or if we wanted like a rustic fence that we made out of Jingle Blocks on our spooky house, like I said, you could just cut these straight across, and then you just have a regular, because this to me looks very summer and spring. It wouldn't look so much fall. I mean, you could, but you know, I'm getting too detailed. Yes, I think it's really cute. Hold on, let me put a little bit on it, and then we'll make a little bow, and then we'll do our project that I have to do tonight, which is just a rabbit to go with our cloth. All right, let me hold that together. I'd gotten these out. You know, this is about the only thing besides plastic eggs they have in our Dollar Tree out for Easter right now. Because I thought, you know, maybe I could oops, you can't see over there. Hang on maybe one on our bow, but I don't know if I want to bring any more color into it. These would be a perfect little size to tie a little jute around them and add it to a bow. Because you get 6 in a pack for $1 at the Dollar Tree. Hello, I got my little grapevine hearts today. Thanks so much. Paint sticks or crafting sticks maybe could be used. Yes, you could, Rhonda. But, and like I said, if you like do this like little sculpted look, you wouldn't be able to tell. And like I said, this is a big project, but you know, you could really make probably 3, especially if you did it straight across. You could probably get 3 projects out of this one. All right, so let's make, and then I'll be able to take a picture. But y'all, when I put it up on my mantelpiece last night, even exactly the way it was, I didn't dislike it. I thought it was really cute, but then I was like, well, when I came up, saw this little, I was like, there's no way I'm not getting this fence. Okay. So just bringing this jute color in, and one more. Got a tight squeeze back here. All right, I got this at Carolina Pottery, but they do have this at Michael's. It's almost like a jute, but it's really thin, and this one is just a little bit bigger. So I figure what we'll do on the end is just make a real tiny little kind of messy bow. And if these were just a jute color, I just don't want to introduce another color to it. Y'all know how kind of I'm weird about that. Okay. And this ribbon right here is just in the floral section of the Dollar Tree. They have it, you know, all year long. It's not a seasonal thing. And sometimes they do run out of it. Love it. I got my Happy Mail today. Brenda. Oh, I'm sorry, Brenda. I didn't see you at that. Ask that. All right. Yes, the fence came from Dollar General in their garden section, and it was actually on the bottom shelf for us. Maybe they'd give them all those same pictures, so look on like the bottom shelves by some weird chance. Okay, we're gonna do, I already have a little small piece. Look at that. Oh, I forgot I need to make 2 of these. I think this would probably really gaudy it up, but I think I'm gonna like it. Okay, remember when I bought, we're just gonna make an S. Put this, and this is a little bit longer, this piece in the back, but you can always trim it up if you, you know, make some pieces too long, or, you know, you wanna make them different. And I'm just gonna pinch this together, and let's see if I've got plenty of twine, but I was gonna see if I kept a zip tie out, but I didn't. Okay, I'm just gonna pinch this kind of fat. I found a burlap small ribbon with carrots on it today. Oh my gosh, I bet that was a good find. I've seen that ribbon at Hobby Lobby. Yes, Hobby Lobby has it. I tend not, I don't know why, unless it's like on sale in the seasonal stuff, I never go over to the ribbon in Hobby Lobby. I probably should, but I don't. Like, they always have, like, you know, if it's Easter, their Easter ribbon will be with the Easter stuff. But, because Carolina Pottery, which is, they only have some in the South, I'm sorry, they have all the other stuff that, you know, it's like a wreath maker's dream. I kind of like that a little bit longer. And that's the stuff that has like the real little pieces of cotton in it. It's so cute. And I think I can just tie, let's see if you can see it. Use the little ribbon, I mean the jute, and tie it around the end. All right, come on. But if not, I can glue it to it. But, you know, I don't want to glue it to it in case I want to take it apart and use it. And the good thing about this is, you know, I don't have to cut it. It could just be part of the bow. But y'all, I love it. Because it really goes along with the little ears too. All right, let me put one more on the other side, and then I'll be able to take a really good picture of that. And remember how easy last night, I can take the eggs up and put something maybe like lemons on it for the summer. Chris said, you have too much ribbon. That's what he said the other day. He goes, now that doesn't mean you go buy more. And Monday, that might have been just what I did, but Carolina Pottery had this like whole bin with like, you know, this is on sale for $3.99, and it was 10 yards of 2.5-inch ribbon. So, I mean, how do you just not do that? You have willpower, right? I have none. I will admit it. Okay. That was a lot shorter than that. Cuteness, beauty. Yes, I think we needed that something, and maybe it was waiting on me to go to the Dollar General. I like these bigger crafts, doing them 2 nights, because sometimes you got to step back from your craft and see what else you need, and then we don't have to so much hurry. And we can just finish it up instead of just thinking it needed something else and thinking that we just had to use the bigger one. What we had, you know, right up here yesterday. Hey, Sam Marie from Tucson, Arizona. I need to go to Carolina Pottery. Oh my gosh, it is. Now, I'll tell you, the last time I went in there, I don't know if they're behind because of COVID or if they were just behind, but they had absolutely no Valentine's ribbon, no Easter ribbon, nothing. But now when I went in there the other day, obviously they had a big truck because they had, you know, really cute burlap that had lemon in it, that had strawberries in it, that had like different little cute trucks in it, and it was just adorable. And they had plenty of it. But in their sale bin, it was anywhere from $2.49 to $3.99, 10 yards, and it had a few solid colors in it, but it had a lot of black things that I love, like jute with black polka dots with stripes, a fence pattern in black. It just had, I probably got like 10, and they were all different. Pinch that together. And you got to think, I mean, really 2.5 inch, really good ribbon like that, 10 yards for $3. Some of it was $4. But you just really can't beat that, especially if you use ribbon a lot. And it seems like, I guess maybe just in my pattern, I used a lot more ribbon in the fall. Needs a second job for your ribbon buying. No, he doesn't even work anymore. He's retired. He started working for Bell South when he was 19 years old, and he is fixing to be 53. Well, last year, he had a slip disc, and they won't release him to crawl back under houses and all that anymore. I mean, he's fine, but he could redo it so he had to take early retirement. He's had over 30 years because they say he just retired. And it just, just Lord gives you stuff when you need it, because right when he retired is when we needed somebody to take care of Mimi every day so she could stay in her own home, and his parents are going through a little bit of things right now, and so it's just really worked out great timing that he retired. Sometimes he's like, I need to go back to work so I can relax, but he did get to go play golf today. I don't think he's been able to play golf since like the fall. But Buffy plays a lot of golf, so they went and played golf. I was glad because he's been really being everybody's taxi service here lately. And we were supposed to go out of town this weekend to Tybee, to the beach, y'all, but Buffy, her boyfriend, surprised her with a trip to Savannah, so we had nobody to watch Mimi. So we're just going to stay home. And he felt terrible. He's like, why don't you just go? And I'm like, well, number one, I'm not going with a bunch of couples. And then he was like, there's this really camera that I want to get. And it's because I love videotaping with my phone. It's fine. But when I turn my phone to the side, I can't mirror the reflection. And an Android won't let you do it either when you turn it to the side. So see how I wanted you to be able to get my whole table so I don't have to move things around. So there is this camera that I can get and connect to my phone that will be a little bit better and wider. And he was like, oh, since we can't go out of town, why don't you get that? So I'm kind of taking us, we have to stay home advantage of it. Yes, Creed's saying, hey, Cynthia, are you getting cold weather yet? No, Cindy. I'm over it. No, I am so ready for some kind of cold, but no, it's not cold. It's actually supposed to be 70 here tomorrow, but it's supposed to drop off to like 58, but I'm going to have to see it to believe it because every day it's changing. Love the white picket fence and the bows. We got 10 inches of snow yesterday and getting 5 more tonight. I guess just after a while, just like y'all, I would probably be sick of it. But yeah, I could kind of handle it for a few days. Hey, okay. So, see, I wish you could see it. With the bows on, it's just got that extra little something you need. I mean, I almost don't want to touch it up now, but when I get it up on the mantle, if it looks too stark to me, I may touch it just because those ridges in the plastic that give it that wood look, I really think it would, let me just try it. I think it would bring those ridges out a little bit. She turned on the AC this morning. I sure did. Poor Pam, but I was just legit sweat, like here, not just on my mouth. And then I went over there and I was like, of course it's probably just me, but it was 70 in there. And the heat was like, it was fixing to make it. It was still on and running wide open. So I turned the air on like the 65. And I looked over at her and I'd forgotten about it. And she had her her sweater on. She said, I saw it was on, so I put my sweater on. Oh man, it is going to below 0 here for several days in snow. You can have it. I would love your 70s. Yeah, you can have it. Because, you know, when it's probably where you are, you probably can go outside and put on all kind of layers and you're fine. Well, you know, like I said, there's only so many layers I can take off. Tomorrow's supposed to be 7 with a high of 18. Georgia weather is bipolar. Yes, it is. Because like I said, it's going to go from 70 and supposedly the next day the high is like 58. That's when I like it, is when, you know, I can handle that. All right, let's see. I'm going to do one, and since I'm doing one, I'll probably have to do the other ones. But you'll be able to, I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. And I think if I just do a skosh at the top, it'll be okay. But you can see the wood. See the little wood coming, the little wood ridges coming through? So I think if I just do just a little bit like that, and it's plastic, so I probably can just wash it off if I did too much. Just rub on just a little bit to bring those ridges out. Even if we did like the plaster that's, you know, not a stark white, it would probably, you know, dull it down just a little bit. But I love that. So my hubby has the air on now in Myrtle Beach. I'm freezing. Judy, it's on in my house right now on 65. I can feel it. I feel so good. Everybody else is probably freezing. You're getting an ice storm. Not funny. It stinks. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing because you're getting it. I'm laughing because I want it. And when she says it's 8, the high's 8. No. She said it's 8 and the high may get up to 15. That would look cute with tiny little white lights. Oh. I don't have them out here anymore. I may ask Julie to run and go get them for me in a minute. Could you imagine cute little lights? Or especially if you get those little lights that, because like I said, once this is over with, you know, I can just pop these off and set one thing in it. Pam, we can find some cute little succulent plants to put on it, like terracotta pots. I love these boxes like this as risers instead of boxes. So yes, after Easter, I'll definitely, because I love that this is low, because behind that fireplace, I have the big window with the M on it, so I don't really want anything to cover that M up. I really love that. It's really simple and really pretty, but this stays just low enough for it. Getting 1/2 inch of ice tonight here in Arkansas. Where did you get the fence? Denise, I got the fence at Dollar General. It was $2. It's like came plastic, like the one you get from the Dollar Tree, but it was white. But it's $2. All right, so we're gonna set this to the side. And I've already showed you my bee. All right, so now let's get our main project out. And it's not gonna be very much. It's gonna be a stuffed bunny for our, you know, we've been doing the carrots to put in the wagon. We're gonna make one, a bunny. And I love this. It's just kind of canvas material. It's got like a little bit of like a grain in it, color. It's really an off-white, like let me hold something white up to you. Like a canvas color, off-white. Like this is white, this color. It's a real pretty color that looks good against like a burlap or anything farmhouse. All right, so we're just gonna trace it out like you would. And look how pretty the end, how it's phrased, so pretty. It's really good to do right. All right, bye. All right, y'all, and y'all were talking about, that's his tail the other night. I'm gonna have to pull it off because I've got the tray, well, let me pull this off. I'm never gonna use this hanger. That way I don't have to worry about pulling his tail off. I've got one person on my inbox tonight that needs the bunny templates. So if anybody else wants them, I have them all on one scan PDF now. So when I send it to you, it'll come with this one and all the other ones. Chris is primitive on there that y'all keep making all those primitive stuff. And he keeps going, see? And I said, well, what's your next project? He goes, oh, I'm done for the year. He said that was his project for y'all for the whole year. All right, now you're going to need to do 2 of these. And, you know, if you have like a printed material, remember to do this side, then flip it over so you'll have 2 right sides together. But I'm really not going to worry about it with this canvas because it looks really identical on both sides. Hey, Rachel, hey, Sin from Chile, North Dakota. Eggshell. Yes, yeah. It's a little bit darker than eggshell. I mean, as far as, you know, a little bit, that grain, I think, makes it. And I know I had a pen over here. I was using it for my beat earlier. All right. And Jan, I got the key today. Have it in my car. I didn't know Eddie had been sick, so he told me to stop by and he'd leave it out in the car for me. He's had a cold for a couple of days. When I went to the Dollar General on 25, I called him and said, I want to stop by and pick it up so I don't have to go all the way back out there tomorrow. Use those seeing skills. Why don't you double? Sewing skills. It says seeing. I know. You think I'd be smart. How did the dough bowl turn out? He's still working on it. Hello from icy Kansas? No, Kentucky. It's not looking good here. Oh, man. Oh, and Jan, you're so smart. He's so smart, Jenny. All right. Now, I bought this by the yard, and sometimes when you do that, it's not so cheap. It's $4 a yard. But sometimes you can go over there and I got this at Walmart. And they'll actually have them, you know, 1 yard or 2 yards already cut for you. And I'm doing what she said. I'm doubling it up. And if you do this, then that guarantees you, because I learned this in home economics a long time ago from somebody, that you'll automatically do 2 right sides if you flip it like this. Hello. Anything lower 72, I'm cold. Ooh. Anything higher than 67 and I'm sweating. I mean, I can have on, oh, these scissors are not good for that. I can have on shorts and a fan going in the bed, and I can tell when it's 1 degree hotter. Last night, I think I had my heater on like 64, and it was really hot in here, and I was like, okay, that can't just be me. And I went and looked, and it had gotten up to 79 by itself in here. So, of course, I went and turned the air conditioner right on. You know, I always announce, okay, put your PJs on and your socks. All right, where's Fee, y'all? Fee was over here watching me earlier, but now Chris is on the porch. It's his man cave porch. He's watching TV, so he's probably out there with him. He thinks he's like a dog, and he hangs out with us no matter where we are. Home economics, that's right. Howdy from Freezing, Texas. Hey, Sin, just jumping on. All right, Shelly, I'm so glad. We're just starting our project. We finished up our little one last night. You'll have to go back. We put a fence on it. And that fence, I think, is a good little find. Jan, I was trying to think if we could use that little fence anywhere for our golf theme. If we needed to cover something up. Like hide something in that building that needs to be redone. And from what I understand, he's redoing the kitchen, Jan, but he's not doing it until after, you know, the rehearsal dinner. So but I got the forsythias in my car, and I actually bought, they had some golf ribbon at Carolina Pottery that I grabbed the other day, just in case we needed it for something. It was really pretty. And just some green and yellow too. Left it in my car so I wouldn't forget to give it to you. Hello from Kentucky. It's icy here. We might need to do a video. You sure will, especially when we get the tables together. That's what I was thinking about today when Pam and I were making these Lenten bags for the church, since we can't have anything at church right now for Lent. I was like, this is definitely a good little post. Maybe when we hand them out, or Larry hands them out Tuesday, we can do one for your viewers. Yes. Yes, because I love some tablescape decorating. That is really my favorite. You know what would be really cute in the terracotta pots, Pam? We were at Walmart yesterday, and you know, like when they start putting the tulips and the little tiny rose bushes at Walmart that you could, I could never keep the little rose bushes alive. They're little tiny ones. They're adorable. That would look really cute up against that fence if you wanted to put like little terracotta pots on it. And terracotta pots, they paint really well. So you don't necessarily have to have terracotta on them. Those little rose bushes would look really cute up against that white little picket fence. And Pam made me feel good because, y'all, I can kill any kind of plant inside, but she's teaching me how to keep them alive these days. But she said the rose bushes, she says she can't keep those alive either. We are supposed to get rain here tonight and tomorrow. I know, hell, we too. But we were supposed to get it all weekend here this past weekend, and it barely rained at my house. But I think a couple of days ago, for the next 5 days, it said it was 100% chance of rain all 5 days. Now I looked earlier, it's down to, I think, 60%, and then the last day it was already down to 50%. So everybody was talking about this sleet that was coming our way and cold front. I think it must have jumped Georgia. Tea roses, I kill every time. Got lots of other plants doing good. Okay, that's what they're called, as tea roses. Oh, that's an awesome name. Yes, well, I guess for a little while, if they don't stay alive, they would be really cute up against that fence. And they had like little red ones or hot pink ones. They were really, really cute. They had them up by the front door, and they were just putting the tulips out. And there was one other plant. I have 3 of them outside, and I always forget the names of them. They come back every year. It all came to Kentucky. When the roses are dying, replant outside. Mine came up every year. Did they get bigger, Bonnie, like a big knockout rose does? Or do they just stay like what she's saying, tea roses? Do they stay tiny? All right. All right, I love the little floppy ear. All right. Whoops, I didn't do this ear really good. No, they stay tiny. When the roses are, okay, they stay tiny. Yeah, I mean, I guess she's saying if they're called tea roses, they probably do stay little. Do you plant them in like a planter, or do you plant them in the ground? Because they seem awful tiny to maybe put in the ground, unless it's a flower bed that you have smaller things in. Like maybe in a see, I don't live in a neighborhood. I live out in the country, so my yard is, you know, I have big things out in my yard because I don't compete with anybody surrounding me. That I've had a few years in a pot outside. Yes, they will stay small or ground. Pots or ground. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn this the other way just because in case any of my little pin lines come through, I don't want that to happen. Okay. What I'm going to do is glue the edges around. If you have a sewing machine, I think that it would probably be easier than what I'm gonna do because it'll be one stitch all the way around. But the only thing good about, let me do this down a little bit, about the glue is you can actually do a little section at a time and it makes it easier to stuff, and you can make it, you know, instead of having to go all the way from the top, the bottom to the top, if you sewed it around my little pond. Oh, I bet you that is pretty. I've planted mine in the ground. All right, but I'm not gonna, I want him to be more like a flat bunny. So even though I'm gonna put stuffing in here, I'm not gonna put a lot. I want enough for him to stand up in my wagon, but I'm not gonna make him really round. Now you can do that, but I'm not gonna do that. All right, I'm gonna just do one ear at a time. And I'm actually gonna go in about 1/2 inch because I kind of want to fray his edges just a little bit. And I've already got my, I brought like a little end of one of my dowels left from that other thing to help push up the stuffing in him. All right, and that's what I was saying about the stuffing that was in that little $5 pillow. I love this kind of stuffing because it just, it's already kind of so tiny and it's not the kind you have to pull apart and it's just way too fluffy. It's almost rounded. I wish you could, you probably can buy this somewhere, but not in, you know, just the Walmart where I'm close to is where I would go grab just a little bit of stuffing because I rarely use that. All right, so we're gonna take a little bit and put it right here, and I'm gonna use this dowel. Now don't push it too hard because even though that glue will get into your fabric, it still can, you know, tear it, especially if you don't use a stronger fabric. You know, like I'm using this canvas. If you use like a thin little fabric, you could tear it or tear your, okay. So see, I want the edge to stay that way because I'm gonna fray it, but see, I don't have very much in it. Just enough to where it's about maybe an inch thick, not quite that much. They sound beautiful. Yeah, they're really little tiny roses. They're not expensive. They always have them out, but yeah, I could kill. I mean, I've like put them in the window and like you said, I guess maybe they just want some heat when the springtime comes around and they just always start, the leaves, the roses don't come back, the leaves start falling off. Yes, here in Knoxville it's 61 today, and by Saturday the high is supposed to be in the 30s. I'm ready for spring. Oh my gosh, no. Not ready for any of that heat. Spring, anybody could handle, but the heat that Georgia has, I mean, it's just, ugh. Everything sweats. Sweat in places you're not supposed, like when you have hair in places you're not supposed to have hair. I sweat in places you're not supposed to sweat. The ears are probably gonna be like the most like little time consuming part, or any time, like if you do a carrot, the bottom. But I mean, these little $5 pillows are kind of worth buying just to get this good little stuffing. And my dowel has got that blunt end, so it's helping me push it You don't want to get like a skewer or anything, because number one, you could poke a hole in your fabric. All right, I've got to go around this corner. Not ready for any kind of heat. Is your material muslin? I guess, yeah, probably. Like, I mean, I would just call it like a canvas, because like if you pulled canvas, I would think, but yes. And you know how you can get that? I've seen a couple of people do their carrots and stuff. You can get this in a stripe, a red or a black or navy blue stripe. But I guess, let's see on the tag if it says it. Because you know how I am about terminology. But no, it doesn't say it. It just tells me how much it is and how many pieces it is. But like where the cheesecloth is, over on the side, where interfacing and stuff is where I got it. Because it paints really good, because you know it is a type of canvas. Okay. All right, his little ears coming around that. This is the floppy side and coming around, you know, the little corner. Since I'm, you know, just leaving just a little bit. It's not wanting to get all the way in that corner, but it's better than it was. Let's see. All right, there we go. And then you just roll it with your fingers. Okay. So now that's around the corner. And then we can start. Now, you know, like doing his head, that's not going to be. And the only thing I'm going to do is put the same material that I got out for my little fence bows is what I'm going to make just a bow around his neck. Y'all know how I'm more into, you know, just these general colors. Take a little bit of that out. I don't want it to stick in my hot glue. All right, let me connect this little piece right up here at the top. In between the little ears right here, I didn't go on around this corner. There we go. All right, so now I can do his head and it'll go a little bit faster. Violets, you can pour water on them. They will not rot. You have to water under the leaves on the pot and soil. You know, somebody told me that about roses one time, is they don't like to water on the flower. They like you know, like if you have like drip underneath them or something like that, to not put it straight, like just a regular rose. So I wonder if, because they fall in, you know, that family, if they want, you know, just putting it on the bottom. Thank God I have a light on my chicken pen, because the wire on the outside of the chicken pen is already frozen over. Oh my gosh, now I hadn't thought about animals out in your freezing cold. That would be pretty bad. Like, I can see if my Rolo was still here, he would probably look at me when the snow's out like, I'm not going out on that. Now the cats liked it. When we had the snowstorm, they kind of played in it. Not for very long, but because believe it or not, my cats are weird. They like to go outside when it's raining. I don't like them to go outside when it's raining, because they come in and get on their blankets on my couch, and then the next thing it's soaking wet, and they kind of look at me like, can you move this blanket or wash it for me? Because it's wet. Okay, I'm not going to need that much. Sunday here in the panhandle of Texas is supposed to be 11 degrees. Oh my gosh. The day, 4 at night, 60%. Oh my, I mean, is it really just like a frog jumping over Georgia? Just one day. Put sand under the tea roses when you put it in the ground. Oh, see, y'all just be teaching me all kind of stuff. Pam, She is my plant extraordinaire at work every day. She tells me all about what plants need. I can grow anything outside. I don't know what the difference is. I always have a really pretty yard. Love to plant plants outside, but in my house, I don't know what I do, but it's nothing good. Probably because I did order a grow light from, because I'm bad about not opening my windows. I kind of know what the deal is I'm more of I love light in my house, but I like lamp light. I'm not one to open my curtains. Now, Buffy, it kills her. Like, every day I come open, and this big curtain over here is always open. Drives me nuts. But when they were little, they loved to close everything when it got dark and, watch a movie, cuddle up on the couch, because we're kind of couch wallowers. But I guess maybe that's changed, and they're like, hey, we need to open up the windows now. But they were not. They were like us when they were little. Okay. Having a little tough time connecting where the ears stop, because I don't want my ears to flop over. I mean, I think that would be cute. If you want them to flop over, leave kind of a blank space in between them, because see, they want to flop because I haven't strengthened my stuffing right in there. You freeze them. Ren will be one of my friends that'll come out to my house and want to sneak over there and touch the thermostat. I'm going to get one of those thermostats. I have one that I can lock everybody out. And I don't want to do that. But my family will come to my house, and they don't have any problem turning my... Why is that not connecting? We live... Oh, you're saying my plants, I freeze them, Ren. No, because before I had hot flashes a long time ago, I wasn't so great with plants either. I don't think I freeze them. I think I just don't... They don't have enough light, natural light. I'm having... Not major malfunctions, but I'm having to put more stuffing than I want in them to keep the ears up. Okay. So now... I am going to need this little bit. You freeze them. Ha, we live out on country. Never close the mini blinds. Oh, man. I don't think I've ever opened mine. But I told Pam it was different. I bought this huge, like one of those like little droopy, hairy palms that the little things go over. And I bought a huge one. So I think that I'm going to open it up, my window, and put a plant stand in my window in my bedroom, since we have that pretty fireplace in there now. Because Chris even looked at me, he goes, you're gonna open like the blinds and leave them open? I was like, yeah. And he's like, I've got to see this. So they're not thinking I am, but I'm like, really? So when the sun comes up, you're not gonna want them closed? They think it's just me, but they've never complained about me shutting the windows. Okay, I've got a little too much in the head for what I want now, but I'm going to pull it down. I'm just trying to push it out the way so I can glue this part of the side down. Because now we're getting a little wider where I'm going to have to do one side at a time. -4. Oh my gosh. I would just love some -4. Just a couple of days. Last time we had a tree storm, Buffy, she was 16 and she'd only had her car 2 months, and the tree fell on it. So I probably shouldn't ask for another ice storm, but I surely wouldn't mind it getting a little on the cool side. Okay. We'll do this next little hump, because I think I can get my hand up in it. And it's easier when this glue isn't trying to. Now, I think a jean ribbon would look really pretty on this. I like jean and this color together. Like a real pretty jean blue. And that's still keeping with your rustic farmhouse. Of course, I'm just going to put, the sand linen color burlap on here. Out in the country. In the summer months, Spokane may be at 100, only 2 or 3 days total. I use a swamp cooler, but 75 is good inside for us. 75, I couldn't stay at your house. Meaning, when we go over to her house, bless her, it is freezing in her house. She's got poor circulation in her feet. It's never cool. Never cool in her house. If it gets below, probably 78 in her house, she's calling Chris like something's wrong with my heater. I can go over there, and I'm not over there very long, and she'll look at me and she'll feel so bad because she can see the sweat on my face. But I'm only gonna be there just a short time. That's what Chris laughs. He said, I gotta go to Mimi so I can warm up. Okay, let me pull a little bit out of his head and put it in his body. And see, we're just making him just thick enough where he'll stand up. Because I want him to look a little farmhousey and rustic. All you primitive. I should have used Chris's little thing for this, but I really like the floppy ear. I may have to tell Chris to cut y'all another primitive bunny with a floppy ear. All right, let's see if this is going to be enough. I have to make my hole smaller, but he's looking pretty cute. And we're going to fray his end just a little bit. In the summer month, 100, it's 100 here in April. The heat index is definitely then. It's 24 here now. Jean blue sounds good. Yes, and you really, I don't think it's something you notice a lot, but when you go looking for it, you can get some really good ribbon. That's that jean blue. But I wanted to show you, I talked about it the other night. Yeah, I put it over here. How the agave that we like so much, color, when we were doing my tablescape for Valentine's Day, and I was trying to coffee stain my turquoise that I got just from Walmart, because they always have turquoise, but it's a really bright turquoise. We'll do this all the way to where I can just put my finger in here, because I think I've gotten it pretty much where I want it. I'm just going to put a little bit more in it. But at Hobby Lobby, they had this. It's regular $7.99, but they do go on sale like 50% off. They're burlap ribbon, so you can get it for actually cheaper than what you get it for at Walmart. But you see how pretty that color is? It's not bright. It's a really kind of dull, like a guave, like the paint that we did my table with. That color would be really pretty against this. Still rustic, farmhouse, but yet, we learned that at Valentine's Day. You don't always have to use, the little pastel colors when it's Easter, just because, that's what you've used in the past. All right, let me put a little bit more. This stuff is really silky too. Maybe that's why I like it so much. The hubby has the air on so low in the summer that I have to step outside to get warm. Judy, you sound like Chris. He says the same thing, because I keep my air conditioner on 67 in the summer. Now it runs 24/7, and yes, my light bill's high, but that's just kind of like one of those like little things. There's just some women that buy expensive pocketbooks or shoes. You know, I run my air conditioner in the summer. I don't mind wearing my clothes from Costco, as long as I'm cool in them. Okay, we're gonna get down on that little side because he's got like a little hump down there, so you can use that little thing we were using earlier because it's gonna makes a difference if you get them all in the little nooks. It keeps the shape really good. Cute. There we go. Dollar store has big rolls of colored burlap. Big? Like the Dollar Tree? Really? Yeah, high. Yeah, my light bill's high. The dollar store. Okay, Faye, you got to back up. Faye says the dollar store has big rolls of colored burlap. Now, I knew they had the little short rolls in the fall, and they have fall colors. But I did not know. See how dollar store is crappy. Do they have all colors, Faye? Because you know I'm like a dollar store connoisseur. Okay. I think it's got it where, I think the neck, hold on, my neck needs a little bit more. It's trying to break on me, and I really don't want it to because that's where I'm going to put my bow. Sometimes my watch does, I get, okay, there it goes. All right, so we've been on here an hour and 15 minutes. We're doing so good. I'm gonna get under that time. Yes, I like him too. And the more I kind of mess with the ends, it's starting to fray on its own. But I think we'll just have to pull on it a couple of times. You can get a fork out, but to me, sometimes just rolling it with your fingers, and the more you handle it, because you can do it too much, and then it could start to pull apart. But this material rags really good, like if you want to do rag, because it paints. I mean, you can paint like red, white, and blue stuff on it. And you could put little eyes on him, button nose. It would be really cute to go around the edge and take like one of those paint pens, or you probably can even do a Sharpie, like you have a stitch line around it. And I think he's exactly the way I want him to be. Not too thick. Put just a little bit more in him so I can close him up right down here at the bottom. And this is the hardest part, is closing them up. We'll push this way far away from it and then roll it back out. I just don't want that to get all in my glue. Okay. So see, I used my stuffing and I got my stencil. So that's why I don't mind not putting that pillow back together. I know y'all worried about me putting it back together, but I didn't need to put it back together. How close is your closest neighbor? Chris's parents are just right across the pond from us, so 2 acres over. I would think, let's see, football, probably 2 football fields from us. You know, that's how I always have to look at it. To see another, I see another trip to the Dollar Tree. Yeah, well, I was just in there yesterday, and I surely didn't see any of that in there, but they still haven't gotten all our new craft section. They still have it walled off because they haven't, I guess they're having to move the toys down to make a bigger area for it. Okay, there we go, just like that. And let's see. See, the more you do like this, and I'll show you, because this is something I'll probably sit and watch TV and kind of just roll my fingers around it, but just those few times, and it already has the little fray around the edges. So it's not something I'm gonna sit here and do, but I'll just sit here and watch TV with Chris and pull it out, and then I'll take a picture of it. Because my wagon now, I have this and a little bit of my carrots, but I probably want to make about 2 of him. See how, like I was pulling just that edge. The more you kind of work with, that's why I was saying, give yourself, and you can put your bunny down and do, go about an inch out when you're doing it, especially if you want it to be this size, because you're going to lose a little bit of it, how I did the fray, but I really wanted him to fray all the way around the edge. And let's see. Let's make him a little tail. And I'm still using that same, like, Dollar Tree. You get about 3 of these when it's the little small one in the automotive section. I'm going to go around lots and lots of times because, his tail's got to be really cute and bushy. Let's see. My closest neighbor shares a wall with me. Oh, no. I'm not close. Chris wouldn't live, so I would live somewhere like that. When I was little, we lived in a neighborhood where, you go play with all the kids, and, when the street lights came on, that's when you came home from playing. Chris did too, same neighborhood. He's about 7 years older than I am, but still, same neighborhood, did the same thing. And we lived really far out when we got married. And one day when the girls were little, I was like, they'll never get what we had. So I convinced him to at least move a little bit closer to town, it's in kind of a neighborhood, but not really. We still had 13 acres around us. And that's pretty much where they grew up. And then his parents bought land out here and we decided to build. So, and so we're a little bit more isolated out here, but they're older, but they hate it because we never had good internet out here like all their friends have. All right, I'm gonna cut this just a little bit shorter so we can kind of put it together and it. Okay. Which I wish, oh. But like I said, and I grew up in that neighborhood playing, and then all of a sudden when I was 12 years old, we moved to the country. I'm talking about out in the middle of nowhere. My mom moved out on my grandparents' land, and oh gosh, and nobody wants to come out there and get you when you're 12 years old. It was awful to me. So now, tomorrow I could live like right downtown. I do like being out here some things, but then seeing people and living in a neighborhood and it doesn't take you 20 minutes or 10 minutes to get to town if you just want to run to the grocery store. I would not mind at all. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bunny butt on the back of him so that way I can probably do one where he's sitting in my wagon like this where you can see his hiney, and then one where you can see his bow, but we'll make the bow on here. Anyway, doesn't matter. We have 10 acres. Now, yeah, we have a lot of land out here, but it's like a, what do you call it? A planted pines. It's stuff everywhere. Okay. So there we go. We got a little bushy tail on the back. And now we're going to put something around his neck and we'll be done tonight, y'all. I'm far enough out, but close enough to run to town 4 times a day. Terry, yeah, I mean, I don't go but once. But y'all, I hate going anywhere. I mean, we are some homebody people. I mean, we go to Chris's parents and eat at Thanksgiving or something, and we'll look at each other like, oh my gosh, we got to drive all the way home. And it's like, across the pond, we can walk. Oh, it's too cute. Yes, I think it's super, super cute too. All right, so let's we're going to just make the same little cute bow around his neck. So see, like all that little stuff in there on my fireplace will kind of go together. We ought to be good at this bow. This will be the third time we've made it. Okay, and it was shorter than this. So, yep. And you know, bow is just like anything else. Now, this is your preference. I mean, if you want to add if you want to add just a little bit of color, but you like me and you're scared of a lot of color, just, you know, maybe make this bow and put like a little bit of like baby pink on it, or a little bit of y'all jean, the blue jean looks really good against burlap too. So I mean, you can just do a touch of color. I'm scared of color. All right, one more. This one. We got a little crisscross, bigger one. I'm moving in this chair. Y'all hear it squeaking? Goodness gracious. I am sitting on the edge of it. I don't go a lot either. Some days I don't even go outside. I'm telling you, you know, I don't work on Mondays. So sometimes I get off on Friday at 12 o'clock and I'll come home. And I don't put on clothes till I have to go to work Tuesday morning. I have like my little, you know, exercise pants on and a relaxed shirt. So even though I'm disappointed we can't go this weekend, it is not the kiss of death for me that we can't go, you know. That's why I was laughing about Chris saying, oh, because we can't go, won't you get that camera you've been wanting? You know, because he feels bad. And I'm just kind of sitting here like laughing, like, you know, really, by the time I have to pack both of our bags, because I don't think he's ever packed a bag, pack our bags, get there. You know, when you're at somebody else's beach house, you got to clean up constantly because you don't want to. And Chris, you know, he's a down-to-earth person. When you say make yourself at home, he's gonna, you know, he doesn't wash dishes, so he's gonna go and just put his bowl in the kitchen. So I have to go behind him and straighten up, and you know, he'll have stuff everywhere. So it's not really a vacation when we go anywhere. So it really doesn't hurt my feelings. I mean, I kind of wanted to go. It's rare that I want to go, but it's not the end of the world. We all need to challenge you to do something with a lot of color. I know. Listen, and you will laugh because I bought these, you know, like when you do like fiesta things and those like striped rugs. I know they probably have some name with lots of colors. I bought some napkins for my table because one time I did, like I told you, I love tablescapes. I did a whole like, you know, fiesta theme for and I bought that. And it wasn't bad. For some reason on my table, I don't mind the colors. It's just everyday stuff. I don't want a whole lot of color. I'm going to make that bunny this weekend. How big is it? Arlene, if you, in my inbox, if you send me, I got it at Hobby Lobby. But if you send me your email address, I will send you a stencil. I've got like the bottom half on one sheet and the top half on another sheet. So you just print them out and you can make you a little template if you want to do that. But I would say he's probably about, you know, a foot up to here and then however big his ears are. But I can send you a template with about 3 or 4 different bunny sizes on there for you. Just send me your email address because I've got one to send tomorrow. I've got a sweatshirt for Christmas that says staying in is the new going out. That says it all, Debbie, that does. Because Chris and I, before COVID, even before COVID, we're homebodies. And y'all, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to dovetail my ribbon. This is kind of, I think it's when it's rustic and you're going to fray it, I don't want to do it. That seems a little bit elegant. But if you don't want to just leave them blunt, you can always cut them a little bit, like just a slight angle in them. But I just like that. All of this ribbon, even this, is wired So you can just, you know, fluff it up. You can use, this is not wire because it's mesh, but it'll sit. I'm gonna kind of put it over to the side, but you can make a little tiny one and put it up on her ear. But I'm doing it on his butt. But I'm just gonna tie this in a bow because I think when I set it in my wagon, I'll put this one out so you can see his little tail. And so I'll put the bow on the other one. So I think I'm just gonna tie this one in just like a bow so I can untie it. But y'all be able to see it from the front. So there we go. And you know, he'll sit in the wagon and he's still floppy, but he's, you know what I mean? He's still gonna stay straight. If you wanna put a little bit of like paddle wire in there, if you wanted it even flatter than this. But all you primitive rustic lovers, this will be a good thing because he still stays floppy and, you know, not perfect. But yet, you know, you can do this. This will hold stain really good. If you wanted even more than this and a little even more rustic or prim, stick this in old coffee, like coffee you had that day. And really, this will pick it up so much. You just have to dip it in there and, you know, and then squeeze it out and then dip it again. And then when you get to the color you want, no, it'll lighten up a little bit when it dries, but this will stain really good. Going to send you my email too. All right, yeah, Terry, send it because the PDF that I'll send you that you'll be able to copy, it has the big bunny that was on the side of our little toolbox. It has the same bunny but smaller. I've got Chris's primitive bunny on it, and I've got this one on it. So I think you're gonna get like 3 or 4 different bunnies on it. I scanned it and put it all on one, so that way I won't send anybody any papers I don't need to. So cute. Love it. Love him. Yes, he is super cute. I mean, like I said, you can add buttons to his eyes if you take like a Sharpie, or if you have those little paint pens, and the Dollar Tree or Walmart, any craft store has those paint pens. And you could go around and do like the little bitty dashes. You just have to take your time. And I would do it after you stuff him, because that way you don't have to worry about where you're putting your glue. You'll know exactly. And right on your glue line, you can do those little, or you can, you know, if you're needle and thread, just the only thing is if you glue it, your needle and thread is not going to go through your hot glue without tearing your fabric all up. So you'll have to do it. But like you know, if you do jean, a jean line would be blue, would look good, red. You know, this color, which you'd probably have to maybe get a little paintbrush out for something this color. I don't know if I've ever seen a paint pen this color. Doggone cute. Thank you, Laura. Oh my God, your bunny is so cute. Thank you, Cheryl. Yes, I think he's cute. And you know, like I already had the stuff. You always gonna have your jute. Just use whatever ribbon, and you saw how cute he was, you know, just this way, because everybody this year is, you know, the decorations is the bunny with his butt sticking out of wreath and all that. So even if you didn't want to do bow, you just did his tail. And you can do this at any color yarn you have. If you want to add some little pastel colors to it, or black, just, you know, use black yarn. It would be really cute. I think a buffalo check material would look really cute like this. I would love to make 4 for my dining chairs for Easter. I would tie them to the back of the chair. Oh my gosh, you could just do it center, or you could, on the back of your chair with the little bunny's butt would look really cute too. Lynn, you're so crafty. Hey, Miss Carol, want to adopt that bunny? I love it, too cute. All right, well, so we did good tonight, just an hour and a half, and we got a couple projects finished. So we got our bee done. You know, the more I look at it, I don't know if I want to write any words on it. It's just really pretty. And our little tray. See, and our tray matches, like our little bunny matches this. Like if you wanted to lean it up, you know, put it all together. So, thank y'all so much for watching. And I'll go put this on my mantle and take a picture for y'all. And I hate that y'all didn't get to see Fee tonight. He is outside with his daddy watching TV. I would love the stencil as well. Okay, yeah, anybody who wants the stencil, inbox me your address. Now, the very first people last week, before I went to Hobby Lobby Monday, that I sent the bunnies, this one wasn't in there. So if you want me to send this to you, I have it all together, so I'm going to resend you the other ones. It'll just be all on the same PDF. But if you want this one, just send me your inbox, inbox, and when I get to work tomorrow, I'll shoot you a quick email because I already have it on my computer. But yes, I love the B2 Sandy. I'm kind of excited, and my husband is not really excited about it. But this is really cute, and I really think the little roses we talked about, I mean, I would probably take maybe a little bit of the yellow out since it looks like an egg. And you could put little bees on this for the summer. I mean, you know how you get those little bees? You can, you know, glue things to the fence. And like when somebody said, put lights on it. So cute. I mean, you could connect, listen, great idea. It has the little connectors on the end that you can actually snap them to make them longer. You could put this like kind of as a garland in the front of your fireplace and weave lights through them, and then just maybe put, you know how you get the, what are they? The little ornament things you get from the Dollar Tree. Like they have chicks and, you know, like wooden pieces, and you can paint them and put them on your fence, and you know, make this like a garland. Would be really cute. Did you cut your eggs from styrofoam? No, but you could. I got this whole thing. They have holes in the top of them. You can't see them anymore. But they were on a garland string together. I got it at Marshall's. But I had planned to cut these eggs out of foam board. I mean, you could cut them out of styrofoam. It would be really easy. But my suggestion is to, because you want them, I would rather them be thin than how thick they are. Because with the thin, the bunny ears are easier to put on them, and all you have to do to stabilize them is get one of your Jenga blocks and put behind them. And then you could, with the styrofoam, I mean with the poster board, like the foam board, you could make them even bigger because it's so light, you know, you don't have to worry about stabilizing them. They're really, and they that foam board hot glue is really good. I mean, like the poster board that's a little bit thicker than a regular poster board is when I say foam board. I love the fence you added, really make it over the top. I know, I think it was cute. I was worried last night when we did it. I was like, it just needed something else. But when I put it up on the mantle, it really looked good for where I had it. It still was okay, but the fence, I'm loving it. Any excuse to add ribbon to something is good. All right, well, I will let y'all go. We don't have anybody to chit-chat about tonight. Fee didn't come see us. This you can get at Walmart. This, you know, this fabric, what she said, muslin, canvas, and canvas you can get in different thicknesses, and canvas just like this phrase. Now I think like a cheesecloth would be a little too thin, but not to say you can't use it. And they have different colors in this. They have some that have stripe on them that are really cute too. But any craft store is going to have it, but I happen to get it at our local Walmart. And it's good to always keep some of this because you can make a pumpkin out of this because it frays really well. If you're into kind of the farmhouse type rustic stuff, it's good to keep this material because it's kind of like when you make those you can stuff it like this and make wreaths out of it. It paints really well. And you can use it for every holiday or really any kind of thing. Good night, love watching you. Where did you get the fence? Angelique, I got it from the Dollar General, not the Dollar Tree, the Dollar General, and it was $2. And you got this piece. We didn't cut, all we did was cut the stakes off. It's in their garden section. And it's meant to be like a flower bed border. So you're actually not in the craft section, in their garden supplies, like where you get hedge clippers and new pots to pot your plants and a little bit of their soil. have a good rest of the night. Enjoy tonight. All right, you too. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I can't reach it.